Hi, this is Kerry Artek with Wicked Stocks, bringing you the daily Apple report for Friday, February 16th, 2024. But before I walk you through the charts, as usual, just want to encourage you to please click like if you haven't already, subscribe to the Wicked Stocks YouTube channel, share the content if you would with friends and colleagues, and check out wickedstocks.com, where we offer a full suite of both daily and weekly analytical videos just like this one. Daily analysis in the SPY and the Triple Q, that is the S&P 500 and NASDAQ 100 ETFs. Weekly analysis in the S&P 500 Index, the NASDAQ 100 Index, the Long Bond ETF, the TLT, as well as 2 individual stock picks a week that you never see on YouTube. That is 8 a month that cater to the 3 to 5 week swing trader out to the 3 to 5 month near-term investor. We're always looking for at least 20% moves on those stock picks, and you can check out all of this for no cost for 5 days. We offer a 5-day free trial up front with a wickedstocks.com subscription. So sign up for wickedstocks.com, check it all out. If you don't like what you see within 5 days, you can cancel your subscription at no cost to you whatsoever. Let's take a look at the charts. I want to remind you of the big picture, which is to say that if tested over the next few weeks, 176.53, this descending channel top, can absorb selling through March, even through the second quarter, and above which we can turn higher, should turn higher to new all-time highs beyond the December high over the next month or two, over the next couple of months. If we were to close below 176.53, then we have a 3 to 5 week sell signal down into the 163.05 to 164.47 region. And I mention this because I consider this to be long-term support, able to contain selling through the entire year, and above which new highs anticipated in the months ahead. 237.48 considered a realistic long-term target. I don't know by the end of this year, certainly possible. I can show that in a moment in terms of what would spark bullish continuation into the 200 handle. So that is the big picture. I don't know if we'll see 176.73 anytime soon, but I will point out this speed line has been holding pretty well. I mean, we did break below it on Thursday, but certainly closed above it. It is dropping daily, 181.91, able to contain selling through next week. I have revised things a bit. I do maintain the up pivot, given the fact that we came off the support area over the last month and a half that I mentioned at the start of this video, and then closing above this descending 1/3 speed line. I do see the market as inclined to continue into the mid to upper 190s over the next 3 to 5 weeks or so, by the end of March anyway, but I have bumped up the 2/3 speed line to a weekly resistance area, able to, if tested, say, between now and the end of next week, to contain buying on a weekly basis, and we could fall off. And if settled above 190.76, would signal 1 to 2 weeks at the most, bullish continuation to the 197.54 structure. This horizontal structure, now considered a multi-week resistance, able to contain monthly buying pressures. We could fall away from here. So holding above 181.90, we can by the end of March reach 197.54, where we could top out well into April, and if settled above, would spark follow-through buying. We are stable to bullish anyway, bullish above the mid-170s, and then if we close above 197.54, meaningful upward continuation as we move into later Q2. But we're a long way from that right now. No point in spending a lot of time articulating all of those objectives. I will jump to this chart for the day. We have 181.91, as I mentioned. Still good bottom picking for those of you who are in the anywhere from the 3 to 5 day to the 1 to 2 week to, as I mentioned before, the 3 to 5 week scenario. 181.91 is a legitimate support level that you can buy into. 1 to 2 week scenario, 190.76. So bottom picking 181.91, anticipating 190.76. On the way up today, we do have 183.59. Simple, steeply descending channel top, can contain intraday buying pressures, and if we open above it, it is day support then, and should then yield this descending 2/3 speed line that is new, based in part on Thursday's low. We did not label it today, but I can tell you it is 187.27. So pushing or opening above 183.59 does indicate 187.27. This is a day trade in itself. Inversely, if we break or open below 183.59, we could retest 181.91, where we could bottom out through next week, quite possibly into March trade, and above which 190.76 remains a 1 to 2 week target. If we rally today, open above 183.59, test 187.27, top out at 187.27 is possible for the day, but if we close above 187.27, we should Monday, Tuesday test 190.76, where we can top out through all of next week and possibly fall away again from here. But if we close above 190.76, obviously not going to happen today. We're 1 to 2 weeks away from reaching that 197.54. I'm going to call this a midterm resistance area. Able to contain monthly buying pressures and if settled above, should result in sort of a pull away factor to the upside in the weeks to follow. Let's go back to this chart. If we do close today below 181.91, that does signal a test by the end of next week. I should say a retest of that channel top that I mentioned earlier at 176.53, where we could bottom out through March trade. And from 176.73, I do think some variation of this mid 190s resistance would be in reach within a month or two of doing so. So yes, if we test the mid 170s by the end of next week, we can rally into what I'm going to call the low to mid 190s, because if you can imagine, that would be a new channel top coming down that would have a different angle of descent. This one's a soft angle, but if we break this trend line, test this area here over the next 3 to 5 days, that skews everything south in terms of channel resistance. I'm not going to go there, but I have, I guess. Is there anything else to say? I'll leave you with this chart. These are the levels for the day. 183.59 is a pivot point for the day. And if we open above it, and we might, this speed line at 187.27 is likely, able to contain daily buying pressures, closing above 187.27. Expect 190.76. Just so you know, 190.76 is considered a 1 to 2 week target anyway. And you probably know that if you've been watching the video here for the last week and a half, that testing the 181.91 speed line will keep 190.76 in reach as a 1 to 2 week target. And over the next 2 to 3 to 5 weeks, still anticipating the mid to upper 190s. I'm going to leave it at that for Friday's Apple. Please click like, share, subscribe. Check out wickedstocks.com. We offer that 5-day free trial. You won't regret it. If you do, you can always bow out at no cost to you after 5 days. So check out wickedstocks.com. I'll be back Sunday afternoon with Monday's Apple Report, and you have a great weekend.